Welcome back to Zell's Theory, and today's topic is: has podcasting taken over real conversation? And why do I think this? Why do I say this? And why do I ask this question? It's because when I have normal conversations daily, it's starting to feel less like honest, like one-to-one conversations, and more narrative-driven, and which has been a focus on me, even on sports, but in general, in which I talk to a person, and instead of responding to how I'm talking, they just responding for a response. And I find myself doing it. Doing this for a while, I find myself doing this as well. When I'm speaking to people, I'm like, okay, how am I return this? How can I tell a story to relate to them? Instead of just sometimes just sitting in a moment. And all the time it's fine to just have a response, but let's sit in a moment for a minute. Let me ask you how you feel. Okay, you feel this way. Let's talk about it. What do you feel when you think about this? Let's have a real conversation as people, as human beings. Not as me trying to get the one up on you or you trying to get the one up on me. Let's have a serious conversation. And after this, we're gonna break it down. So every time you have a conversation with somebody, their talking point seems to be something they got off YouTube. Talking point they got off the internet. Lies that some group they in just tell them sometimes. Sometimes it's truths. But oftentimes we are being caught in this podcasting style, debate style, tension having, that we sometimes forget how to be a human. A simple hello, how are you doing, can go a long way, but a lot of times we tend to just go with the motion. When you're not feeling good, do you just tell everybody you're feeling good? And to be honest with you, if you do tell them that you're not always there, do the person want to hear? I find myself doing the same thing. I raise my hand. I am guilty too. How are you doing? I'm not doing so well. Why did you tell me that? Why did I even ask you if I didn't really care? Is it just going through the motions? Is it just like, oh, I have this script in front of me that I have to tell you every day, get you through the day? And I learned that behavior in the church, in the school, when you say, hey, Miss So-and-so, you looking good today, just doing the same routine every day. You say the same thing to people. And sometimes it's good, right? Sometimes it makes people feel better. It makes them feel noticed. So I'm not firmly against it. And that's not even just, that's simple conversational things that we do. Even though it's kind of in that same podcasting realm, it's not. So I don't want to put it in the same category. But now it's learned up times 10. It's instead of just asking you, I want you to agree with what I'm saying, or I want you to fight me and argue me with it so I can have this entertaining conversation.
In my head.
I hope that it doesn't get real. You know what I mean? I hope it doesn't become something that's a problem, but at the same time, I have my opinion, right? Let's go over a situation. Shut the builder, right? You can't go anywhere without disrespecting people. Can you live in society without disrespecting people? That's another topic I'm gonna do. But you have people that say First Amendment, you should be able to say what you want. Again, that's just content. That's just entertainment to you. That's not a real thing. People who are not in this world don't go around just disrespecting people randomly. Until they do. We're not that far yet, but we're still in this conversational world in which we are just want to express our opinion without really giving thought to it, without thinking of how the other person feels. It's all like a show to us. It's all like a game in which I place my perspective on you, you rebuttal. Okay, I don't take this seriously. I don't consider how it makes you feel. You don't consider how it makes me feel. And we don't really get to know each other. And you probably should know everybody, and it's probably okay not to. But a lot of times nowadays we miss things, and they did it back in the day too. They missed certain things about people because they didn't want to have real conversations either. So maybe, hold up, let's reframe this. Maybe what our real conversation became podcasting. Maybe what we do in the barbershop has become sports media. Maybe I went about this wrong. This is why I like doing this raw with y'all. As we go through it, maybe we have created this podcasting world through our lack of empathy, through our lack of emotional intelligence that people like to use. And now we created this world where it's kind of became like an ultra form of that conversation that we had. As I said earlier, we say those things to get people through the day. We say the thank you, hellos, yes sir, all that as respect, show, give people honor, show to. But now we have done it to another extreme. So we took those fake topics and the fake things and the barbershop debates and made it into sports. We did the same thing in regular conversation. Now we have turned it into podcasting, and now everything's a debate. Everything's this conversation. Everything's controversial, or everything is just. And if it's not that, it's just my name. Hey, how you doing? What you eat today? Which the latter is fine. How do you get to know someone? How do you build relationships? I've realized the older I get, the less friends I actually have. I have many associates. I have way more associates now than I did when I was young. So many people I know. But how many friends do I have? How many people that I can sit there and actually talk to you? Or just listen to you? And I want to be there to just listen to you. I want to know how you feel. I want to know how you think. I want to know what you're doing. And then maybe I can find something. And I can do the same thing with you. We can go off each other. That way we can have an understanding with each other. I know I can call certain people in my life, even if we ain't spoken months. Shout out to Poe, shout out to West, shout out to my cousin Marlo. And we can have conversations for 50 minutes like nothing missed. We can tell whole stories. We can do this certain thing. We can tell our new life view. I can ask how the kids doing if they have children. I can tell how the job doing. But now I find myself talking to people and I don't even know what their job is anymore. You haven't had that real deep conversation. We talk about the same simple things. We talk about podcast stuff, but I don't know what you do. I don't know how you living. I don't know if you in a relationship. I know very little about you when I think about it. I don't know your emotional state. So lately I've been trying to get better at that. I've been trying to actively have real conversation with people. I've been trying to sit and listen. Sometimes I want to rebuttal and tell you a story too, because I think it makes you feel better. But I'm learning to control myself. And to be fair, would that not make a great podcast? Those conversations, just podcasts in general. It's a great podcast, a great conversation. That's why it's Zel's theory. Listen, there was never going to be an answer to this question. It was always going to be a back and forth. Because I want to know your thoughts throughout this. So I'll just hit it back and forth to know your thoughts. Now, this is the segment of the episode in which I want you to tell me, what do you think? Have your everyday conversation become more like podcasts? Or has podcast become more everyday conversation? Is a great conversation a great podcast? Do you know your friends like that? Do you know their emotional state? Have you found yourself knowing that? I'm pretty sure you know your friends, but just think about some of the people that you say are friends that might not be friends. Do you consider that? Are you considering that when you speak or think about it or care about their feelings? You have empathy for this person. Or are you just going through the motions every day? Are we so locked into our own content, our own world, our own creativity, or our own struggles that we ignore everybody else? Are we having great conversation? Are we having great podcasts? Or is the podcast watered down? Whereas the old podcast looked like it was friends and now it's just political jargon. People agreeing with people. People sometimes scared to state their opinion because they don't want to be outside the group. Has podcasts become that? Therefore, conversation has become that? Is that what perceived conversation is? Do we go back to the old way where we don't talk politics and do that too? I'm very interested in y'all thoughts on it. I want to know. I really want to know how y'all feel about this. This is Zel's theory, of course. And I am, of course, Zel. I appreciate you. You see the Overall 99 merch right there. Go get the merch, overall99media.org. The link is in the description. Like and subscribe. Make sure, if you have it, hit the hype button. I appreciate everything you have done. I appreciate you for 10 minutes or 9 or however placating me on this topic because I want to actually do more real world things. I do appreciate this. Peace.